Hello there! We've been expecting you. We see you finally arrived. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Why, hello there, neighbors, and welcome to our little broadcast. Do be a dear and click that subscribe button immediately. It's the best way to ensure that while you're watching the screen isn't watching you. I am Mrs. Worthington, your devoted Homeowners Association president and personal guide to the finer things in the afterlife. Oh, excuse me, I meant the good life. I'll be here to narrate your stay, ensuring your lawns are manicured and your your dreams, are sweet. Bonjour, neighbors, or should I say, howdy. We Americans do love a souvenir, don't we? A little trinket from the old country to put on the mantle. But some things simply must be declared at customs, like heartbreak, or existential dread, or ennui. Today, we welcome Madame Yvette Moreau to Maple Lane. She has come all the way from Paris, France, bringing with her a great deal of luggage and a very heavy heart. She believes she can simply unpack her sadness like a set of linens. But Madame Moreau is about to discover that in the Happy Valley, the atmosphere is pressurized. And if you don't equalize your emotions, well, something is bound to pop. Let's listen in as she arrives, shall we?
The sun is too bright, non, like a spotlight that never blinks. I step out of the taxi, yellow of course. Everything here is so cheerfully primary, and the driver gives me that enormous grin, the kind one reserves for winning the lottery or discovering a lost child. Welcome to Happy Valley, ma'am. You're gonna love it here. He says this as though it is already decided, as though love is written into the lease. I adjust my silk scarf, Hermès naturally, and look up the gentle curve of Maple Lane. Oh la la. It is like someone took a picture postcard from 1962 and ironed it flat again every morning. White ranch houses with perfect shutters the color of baby aspirin. Lawns so green they look painted, each blade standing at attention. White picket fences marching in tidy rows, as if the neighborhood itself is saluting something. Here are a few glimpses of this impossibly neat world that greets me. The air smells of fresh-cut grass and something sweeter vanilla. No, it is the scent of agreement. Everyone agrees here. A woman in a crisp cotton dress, yellow again, crosses her lawn carrying a tray of lemonade. She sees me and her smile opens like a flower in fast motion. Bonjour, she calls with an accent so careful it hurts. You must be our new neighbor. Yvette, yes, we've been expecting you. I lift one gloved hand in polite reply. Oui, bonjour, I am Yvette Moreau. She beams wider, if such a thing is possible. Her teeth are impossibly white like fresh porcelain. We're so happy to have you. Happiness is our middle name here in Happy Valley, literally. Well, not literally, but you understand. She laughs. The laugh is bright, musical, and exactly 3 seconds long. Then she continues on her way, still smiling, still holding the tray as though it weighs nothing at all. I turn toward my new house number 17, pale blue with a door the color of optimism, and I feel the first small tug at the corners of my mouth. Just a reflex, I tell myself, the muscles remembering politeness. But as I walk up the flagstone path, carrying my little valise, I notice it. Every single person I pass is smiling, not a polite half smile, not the tired curve one gives a stranger on the metro. No, full, wide, radiant smiles, unblinking, unchanging. Even the children on their bicycles, even the man trimming his hedge with tiny silver shears, smiling. I touch my own face. Mon Dieu. My lips are already beginning to curve upward, soft and obedient, as though the neighborhood has whispered a secret command directly into my skin. I try to frown just a little taste. Nothing. The smile stays. Gentle. Perfect. Permanent. The moving van has finally departed, leaving behind only the faint smell of diesel and the quiet that feels curated. I stand in the center of the living room, hands on hips, surveying my new domain. The house is charming in that earnest American way. Large picture windows framed by sheer white curtains that billow like polite sighs, pale aqua walls, a low-slung sectional sofa in harvest gold that arrived wrapped in plastic like a gift. My own touches are arriving slowly. The Louis XVI-style bergère chair, upholstered in dove grey velvet, the crystal vase from Murano, the small collection of French porcelain figurines that once belonged to Maman. Here is how the room begins to take shape piece by careful piece. I hum a little tune, something from Piaf, soft and melancholic, and I notice with a small jolt of surprise that the hum feels lighter than it should, almost merry. My shoulders are relaxed, my breathing is even. For the first time in months, the constant small ache behind my ribs, the one that arrived with the divorce papers, is quieter. Not gone, just muffled, like someone placed a silk pillow over it. I smile at the thought. The smile arrives easily, too easily, and stays. I begin arranging the books on the walnut shelf. Camus, Sartre, a worn copy of Madame Bovary. As I slide them into place, one volume slips and falls, corner first, onto the toe of my left foot. The pain is sharp, instant, bone deep. In Paris, I would have unleashed a torrent merde alors, putain de bordel, loud enough to rattle the windows. Here my mouth opens, and what comes out is, oh, fiddle-dee-dee.
Oh dear. It seems Madame Moreau is attempting to use colorful language. We don't really do that here. You see, the air in Happy Valley is filtered for impurities, dust, pollen, and negativity. When a bad word tries to leave your lips, the atmosphere simply scrubs it clean before it hits the airwaves. It's part of our good neighbor policy. Why scream when you can giggle? Why cry when you can beam? Let's see if she's learned the lesson yet.
The words are soft, sweet, almost musical. I blink. My foot throbs viciously beneath the patent leather pump, but my face remains serene. The corners of my lips are still lifted, gentle as a cradle. I feel the pain. Oh yes, I feel it. But it is as though it belongs to someone else. A polite neighbor complaining about the weather. I laugh bright, tinkling, exactly 3 seconds long, and continue unpacking. The porcelain shepherdess goes on the mantel. The little gilt clock from the flea market in Saint-Ouen ticks obediently. Each task feels smoother than the last. My movements are graceful, unhurried, happy. And yet, inside, something small and French and furious is trying to claw its way up. It whispers, "This is not happiness. This is editing." I pause, hand hovering over the crystal vase. My reflection stares back from the window glass, perfect posture, perfect chignon, perfect wide smile that never quite reaches the eyes. The eyes themselves look surprised, as though they have just realized they are being watched by someone they do not trust. I try to frown again. Just once more, a small test. Nothing. The lips stay curved. The pain in my toe fades to a distant, acceptable hum. I turn back to the boxes. Another figurine, another book, another small adjustment to make the room perfect. And with each one, the thing inside me grows quieter. Not calmer, quieter, like a voice being slowly tuned out. I hear the neighbor across the street humming the same cheerful tune I was humming earlier. She waves. I wave back. We both smile, wide, unblinking. Exactly the same. The afternoon sun slants through the picture window like a golden blade, cutting clean across the harvest gold sectional. I've arranged everything now. The Murano vase catches the light and throws tiny rainbows onto the wall. The porcelain shepherdess smiles down from the mantel with the same serene curve I feel on my own face. Everything is perfect, so why does the room feel smaller? I sit on the edge of the bergère chair, hands folded neatly in my lap. I decide very deliberately to frown. Just once, a small private rebellion. I concentrate. I summon the memory of Paris rain, of cold coffee left on the table after another argument, of the hollow click of the door when he left for good. My brows refuse to knit. My mouth stays lifted, gentle, unchanging. The effort makes my temples throb, but the pain arrives wrapped in cotton wool, distant, polite, acceptable. I try again, harder. I picture the divorce papers, the notary's dry stamp, the way my mother's voice cracked on the telephone when I told her I was leaving France. Nothing, the smile holds. And worse, my mind will not stay on those memories. They slip away like wet soap. Instead, bright, harmless images bloom in their place. Lemonade on the lawn, children on bicycles with streamers, the neighbor waving with her perfect tray. I whisper to myself, testing, I am unhappy. What comes out is, I am so very happy to be here. My own voice sounds bright, cheerful, American. The accent is still there, but softened, sweetened, like sugar stirred into espresso until it no longer tastes bitter. Panic flickers small, bright, like a match struck in a windless room. I need to feel something real, anything. I rise, walk to the kitchen, open the drawer where the moving company left a small claw hammer for hanging pictures. The handle is smooth, cool. I bring it back to the living room. Sit again. I place my left hand flat on the walnut coffee table. The fourth finger, the one that still wears the pale circle where the ring used to be. I lift the hammer.
Desperation. It's such a messy emotion, isn't it? It leaves stains on the carpet that are simply dreadful to remove. Madame Moreau is looking for a connection to her past. She wants to feel the sharpness of her own life, but she forgets that here, we pad the corners. We child-proof the soul. Pain is just joy turning up the volume. Watch closely, neighbors. This is how we break. How we break in a new resident.
Bring it down. The crack is loud, sharp, obscene in this hushed house. Bone gives, skin splits, blood beads instantly bright as poppies. Pain explodes white behind my eyes, and yet my mouth says soft and lilting. Oh dear, silly me. 5 syllables, musical, exactly 3 seconds long. I stare at the ruined finger. It throbs in time with my heartbeat, but the heartbeat itself feels cheerful, measured, appropriate. I try to scream. I open my mouth wide. What emerges is, everything is just wonderful. The words float into the room like soap bubbles. They pop against the pristine walls and leave no trace. I raise the hammer again. 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 Each blow is a thunderclap inside my skull. Each time the same sweet, stupid phrase spills out. Fiddle-dee-dee. Oopsie-daisy. Never mind, it's all right. Blood smears the tabletop in little smiling crescents. My hand is a ruin. My face remains perfect. I lower the hammer. It clatters to the carpet with a muffled, polite thud. Outside, the neighbor across the street is watering her roses. She looks up, sees me through the window, and waves. Her smile is wide, unblinking. Mine answers automatically. I lift my mangled hand in return. Blood drips slowly onto the pale rug. The stain spreads in the shape of a flower. Inside my head, the last small, furious French voice tries one final time to shout. It manages only a whisper. Au secours. Then even that is replaced. Replaced by sunshine. By agreement. By the soft, endless hum of Happy Valley. I stand. I walk to the window. I wave back. And I smile. Wide, serene, forever. Welcome home, Yvette. You're going to love it here. Very much.
And there we have it. Another successful integration. You see, Madame Moreau has finally learned the most important rule of our community. Happiness isn't a feeling, neighbors. It is a mandate. And if you cannot find it within yourself, don't you worry. We will install it for you. Her hand will heal, of course. The HOA has a wonderful medical kit for accidental enthusiasm. And that rug? Well, red is such a festive color, don't you think? Until next time, keep your chin up, your teeth white, and remember, if you can't say something nice, your mouth simply won't be allowed to open.